How's it going, guys? I said before that I might be doing a video on this. It's Marobashi farming again, but this time it's with a different setup. It's more focused on specifically amrita gain, like trying to squeak out as much as you possibly can. So we'll start off with me going through Marobashi. You can see how much amrita I gain. This is on Way of the Neo, and then we'll talk about how it's done afterwards. Gonna make one of these, so drops my amrita down to 0. So that way you can see the amrita gain from just this alone. Doopy doopy doo, loading screens, no one likes them. Alright, so we're going to get a leeching talisman going while that's dropping down my HP. I'm going to use a wealth bringer, a luck talisman. I did those in reverse, but yeah. Going to use a Pleiades talisman, an extraction talisman. Get my soul rage going. Drink my EXP buff. A running scroll. Going to go in the living weapon. We're going to refresh that leeching talisman. Now we're going to drop a ground fire. And I fucked that up. Come on. That's one down. Next victim. Finish him. This asshole. Nope. Now these ground fires, if they're not running when they run into it, as you saw on that first guy, it won't really send them flying to the ground. And that's all she wrote. Some people like to make it rain. I like to make it snow. I'm gonna pick up all this junk. I like how after you beat all those tough trainers, all he has to say is impressive. It's kind of an insult. So now let's go into what all goes into this to make that awesome amrita gain. Because as you see down there, when it loads up, it's 47 million amrita from one run. Or, I'm sorry, 47 billion amrita. So, equipment is the Kingo set, which I used in my other video. This time I remembered to bring the Kodama Bowl. That's important. Kodama Bowl has that Kodama Blessing power-up. When you combine that with the Amrita Blessing, you're getting about a total of extra 30, 31, something percent like that. Extra Amrita. That's a lot. Your accessories, doesn't really matter too much what you have on them, but you'll see each one of these has amrita gain when using living weapon, 28%. That one's got like 29%. Those are important. That's like an extra 50 something, 60% amrita. Big gain there. Again, the Kingo set, it's pretty much just basic farming stuff. Amrita earned is okay. If you can, try to get the amrita earned from people. It's slightly more. As for like set bonuses, again, nothing's really important. I use the Kingo set because it has the attack from behind, the final blow, and the close combat damage. It works out pretty good for that setup. As for what weapon I was using this Odachi that I just kind of slapped together. Again, yes, mine's strong, but that's so I can kill on Way of the Neo. As long as you have a weapon that's appropriate for the power level for what playthrough you're in, this works for any setup. As for items, weakness talismans, which I didn't even use. If you need them, go ahead and use them. Leeching talisman to get our HP down to critical, and also it's a really strong attack boost. It gives more attack power than Carnage. The trade-off is it continuously drains your HP, so you gotta watch out for that. Or you need to have a piece of gear with that purple stat, which is tenacity, recurrent damage. That'll prevent you from dying from leeching talisman or fire or poison or whatever. Ground fire, which is what you saw me using to get them to get down to the ground. Again, they have to be running into it. If they have their guard up and they're slowly approaching you, when they hit the ground fire, it'll just go off and they just kind of laugh at you. No one wants to be laughed at by NPCs. Basic extraction and Pallades talisman. It's mostly so that you can keep your amrita gauge going so that you don't run out of living weapon in the process. Luckbringer, wealth talisman, extra money, extra good items that drop. And EXP drink, as always, need that. Soul stones, these are easy to farm. You can do Spirit Stone Huntress, which is in the DLC. This one, you can do it on Way of the Samurai. And as you can see, you get 2 soul stones for every completion, and she's really easy to kill. Plus, she also drops a soul stone every time, and also drops a large soul stone every time. So you're getting 4 pieces of living weapon fuel every time you kill her. You'll spend some time here once you get into living weapons. And Tiger Running Scroll, I use that because it lets me run from the back up to where they fall. It's mostly so that I can get behind the old man, because again, the old man likes to, the one with the spear, likes to get up early, so you gotta be like real fast and run up to him and get him while he's down before he gets up. So that's it for equipment. We'll talk about stats. Pretty simple stuff. First and foremost, we use Suzaku, because again, it has the amrita earned whenever you're using living weapon, 33%. It's a little lower if you don't have your spirit at level 60, but still, it's a large boost. And then for your secondary, you want to use the Ice Babe, because again, she gives you more amrita, and using both of them in combination gives you a bonus down there, which is more amrita during living weapon. Stats don't really matter. Just crank all your attack power into whatever the main weapon you're going to be using to do the killing, because you can use any weapon for that. I would just make sure that you have final blow damage, which is very important, and then you want your trinity of change to attack, familiarity damage. I should probably put close combat damage on this to do more damage, but I didn't bother with it. For skills, you don't really need anything because all your damage comes from final blow, so you can grab whatever you want, but again, the passives that are important are your final blow damage from the Kusugami tree, the Shadow Strike, and your Full Moon Kata. Another good one, the reason why I like to use Odachi is because you get increased damage against human targets while using Odachi, so that's like an extra 12% damage for free. Ninjutsu doesn't really matter. I have this so that my running scroll is fast. You want your ground fires, that's the most important part. And that's pretty much it. And then for your Omnio Magic, you want weakness talismans if you need them. Pallades talisman, Extraction Talisman. I get this passive because it gives you an extra, I think it's like 3 1-in-1, so yeah, 5% more amrita. Luck Bringers, Wealth Bringers, more gold, and this increases your luck. Good passives to have. Leeching Talisman, again, so we can get our HP down to critical. That's right, I haven't even explained why we bring our HP down to critical. For those who don't know, whenever you look at your Guardian, they have a stat down there all the way at the bottom right above amrita gauge, tenacity. Tenacity is a stat that takes place when your HP is in the red zone and you activate your living weapon. Tenacity will take effect, and what tenacity does is it makes your living weapon gauge last longer, you do slightly more damage, and it makes it a little more resistant to the damage. So long story short, living weapon is always better if your HP is in the red zone. And that's pretty much all there is to tenacity. I mean, so yeah, that's the setup, and that's how I farm. I'll see you guys later, and, you know, may RNGesus bless you.